Good morning, everyone. It's a new week. What are you gonna do to get fast result? Okay, because days going, days moving, and then suddenly your race is coming up, right? So, well, you have to be very specific in what you do every single day as much as possible, especially because you are busy, and if you only have 1 hour, you gotta be very specific of what you're gonna do for that 1 hour limited time of your training, right? Well, today I'm gonna share to you what you can do so you can actually get fast result. Okay, so when I was going to my Facebook today, I actually saw this memory, and it's actually Dennis Lee. Dennis Lee was with me last year for coaching in terms of specific swim specific. When I met him, he messaged me and he said, like, you know, Coach, I'm having a hard time with the swimming, and I'm ready to actually just study first of this book. I've been reading it because he's really smart. And he's smart, and then, you know, he has a son too, so he's very busy. And then, but he's also like, okay, I just want to study first, and I'll do this one. And I told him, you know what, Dennis, don't waste your time. Let me help you out, because instead of you actually studying something that you have not tested, okay, what I'm gonna do to you is I'm gonna give you the how to do it, and you're gonna get the result like as soon as possible. Okay, and so that's what we did. When I met him, he actually couldn't finish 1 lap. He's struggling. So I saw him, and then, you know, from there on, I got a selfie picture, because I said, like, Dennis, you got to remember of when we meet today, because I guarantee you're going to get fast result with me, no doubt, because it has happened to all my athletes. Okay, so right now, so Dennis Lee here, he's actually sharing 1 year ago from today, and he said, it's been a long time personal goal of mine to be able to swim long distance in an open water. Always been a self-learner, so I decided to seek help from coach. So at the time, he couldn't finish 1 lap, not at all. 6 weeks forward, he actually was able to finish 2,230 yards here, as you can see, and with 2 minutes and 12 seconds per 100 yards. So that's what he did within 6 weeks. Okay, so, you know, if you're struggling, sure, you can do it on your own, but the thing is that you doing your own, you're not even sure if it's gonna work, right? And, you know, like I said, time is moving. It really is up to you if you're gonna take an action, like right now. If you take an action, there's a lot more possibility that you're gonna get result like soon. Okay, so if you have not seen our website here, and you can go athletes result, you can actually see a lot of fast results. And because the thing is that is my goal, because that's me. That's the same athlete like any other, like at the time, you know, when I was like, okay, I want result, okay, but then, you know, I was an average athlete, and I need to get to a coach who actually knows how to get the result faster. So that's what I did. So visit this one, so at least you have you know, you could be inspired that, hey, it's possible to get the result faster. That's actually feistyfoxcoaching.com/athlete results. So let me help you out more, okay, because I put this one together. So one of these ones, are you injured and have race soon? Even though you're not injured, this will still help you, okay? So first of all, I said be present, study, and listen to your body. I'm going to use Dennis Lee as a case study, because what I like about Dennis Lee is that he is very in tune with the body, with his body. Like, he listens, and he's like, he does his best to be mindful, okay? And at the time when he is doing it on his own, it's hard to do that because he doesn't know what he doesn't know, right? But whenever he comes to me for coaching help, which is actually, he just came to me for help, that was only September 27, because he got injured. He got injured that throughout September, he wasn't training in terms of biking and running. He was only swimming. So it's about like 3 weeks when he came to me. He couldn't cycle, and he couldn't run. The last training that he had done was actually end of August, and he has IMAZ, Ironman Arizona, within 8 weeks. Okay, so he came to me, and let me show you what I like about Dennis is that he's very in tune of what he does. Okay, so I'm gonna share to you here. This is Dennis Lee. His question to me back then, just one of the examples, that, hi coach, I spent an hour this morning just doing the side kick drill and kicking from the hip. For the side kick, I used a kickboard to rest my leading hand on. Starting out, I pressed heavily on the board. After a while, I just lightly touched it, feeling my lat holding my arms up. For this kicking drill, I need some feedback that I am I'm kicking from the hip. After a while, I realized the feedback I am looking for is the feeling of my body slightly rocking left and right. Before, I always feel my body just flat. Is this the right feedback? So what I like about him is that he really listens to what his body is saying, and he communicates to me in details. And then from there, I'm actually able to give him detailed answer, which is I gave it here, okay? And then I give him a call or do a video call. This one happens to Feistyfox Tribe, which is a group coaching, and then we're in actually athletes. Like this is one of the things too. So Dennis Lee's post-workout feedback. During the swim today, I noticed that when I swim, my pulling arm is pulled away all the way back. And as it recovers, I tend to do a big swing. I'm not sure if this is the right in terms of using energy. I made adjustment to pulling to my hips only and opening my arm up like a wing instead of swinging it. I noticed that I use less energy. And then now, I gave a very comprehensive feedback. Plus, I actually even have a video call with him. Okay, so if you have a coach or if you're my athlete, definitely make sure that you give detailed feedback to your coach so they understand or I understand what's going on and I'm able to help. Okay, let me see. So that's what you need to do. And let me show you other things that actually, let me see. So here's an example is that when I say giving feedback, one of the things that he actually had done with me is send me videos of his cycling. Okay, so I saw him cycling here. Okay, so I took a look at it. Because the thing with me is that when someone is injured or with my athletes, I always look at all the different methods. All the different methods. I just don't give workouts like swim, bike, run. Okay, so let me tell you of what I've done with Dennis. So one of them is actually that I asked for video and then I told him of what I saw. Okay, so I told him what I saw and I noticed that his right leg was actually going inwards. Okay, so from there on, I give him a feedback. There's a lot of communication with Feistyfox coaching. I said, so he asked me, so you were saying about my right knee when biking, and this is my response to him. Dennis, so if you watch cycling technique video, your legs need to spin parallel. Your right knee tends to go inward when you press the pedal. I actually used it to be like that. Okay, so glutes abductor muscles strengthening. We need to do that. There are also some materials saying that cleat placing can also be causing. And then from there, as you can see, the messenger, we do have a lot of communication. He would send me pictures, and sometimes, he actually started with like his quad not feeling good. And then later on, okay, this is where I feel it. And then when he tells me that, okay, I give feedback. Okay, I see that. I do not think that you need to adjust your cleats. If it's a natural, so there's a lot of feedback because I know that the athlete really needs a lot of help, especially when injured. Okay, so besides this, okay, let me share you what I've done. Okay, this is actually when I accepted Dennis because he has 8 weeks only. These are the different things that we had to do. Okay, well, first of all, I said, okay, rehab exercises. Okay, so I gave him rehab exercises, and this is very similar that a physical therapist would give you. So this one is I need him to do. It varies. Some of them I need him to perform 3 times a day, and some of them 1 time a day. Okay, so these are the exercises specifically for his injury. Okay, remember he has not biked for 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, and he only has 8 weeks left at the time when he came to me. And then from there, I also gave him different methods. I said yoga, and then the next thing is swimming, because although swimming is, how could it affect his injury for his quads? Okay, let me see. Okay, so I said very minimal kicking, no fins, okay, lava pens 3 to 4 times a week. Okay, so I actually give him a game plan. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so the next thing is that, okay, how about strengthening? Well, the thing is that it's his vastus medialis or quads, the part of the quads that's actually injured. So from there, I give him, okay, for swimming, this is what you're gonna do. For strength, this is what you're gonna do. And this is our plan for running and cycling. Okay, low intensity. And then not just that, I actually had to test his cycling. I did some testing on his cycling wherein I doubt you're gonna see this one. If you're injured, you really need a lot of help. okay? You really need specific help. This is one of those things that I actually had to do a test with September 27. So I had Dennis do a test, and basically it's you know, because I'm an engineer, what I do is like when I was an engineer, you know, my boss will say, okay, test that machine. So you know, I have no idea with the machine, but I know what the machine works by reading the manual, right? So, and then from there, I test the machine. The same thing as with Dennis or with my athletes. Okay, Dennis, you have you have injury on your quads, so this is what we're gonna do. So I go by data. I don't just like, okay, your quads hurt, what are we gonna do? No, actually I go by data, but actually, so the good part is that he has Wahoo, which could measure the power. Okay, so I said here, the one leg drill test, repeat below 3 times, maintain at least 85 RPM. And then I said 1 minute spin using left leg, 90% perceived effort. 1 minute spin using the right leg. So the right leg is actually the one that's injured. Spin up to 100 watts, okay? And then if you feel pain, reduce to 10 watts. And the next thing is that I want him to actually use in aero bar and then standing up, okay? So there's this one leg drill test. So actually my intention there is actually to find out how much of the power that he can actually execute without hurting himself. Okay, I'm not the type like, okay, spin light, spin fast. Okay, I need data because it's much easier for the athlete to actually be very specific and hit that target, especially if the athlete is injured. Okay, so now as a coach, I help him to be more specific with his training. And then the next thing is part B, the test is that maintain at least 85 RPM, 5 minutes spin only left leg, 5 minutes spin only right leg. If it tightens, skip and report. So there's a lot of communication, okay? This one is only fast and this one is longer time. And then at the same time, I told him, you know what? I'm going to do your training, but then your workout is going to be one after another. For a coach, honestly, that's a lot more work because I need to communicate, making sure that he's okay. But I do that because I care so much for my athlete, especially when the athlete is injured. That's why I said here, okay? That's why I said here, partner up with an experienced coach and medical professional who cares about you and your goals as much as you do. It doesn't have to be like you're injured to actually do this. This is essential, okay? Because I myself, I have coaches. I'm actually on my 10th coach, and I can read whether the coach is actually cares for me. If the coach cares for me, yes, I'm gonna stay with him. I'm gonna work with him and do my best. So incorporate different methods in your training to solve the problem. There are some medical professional or even coach that they only do one thing. Okay, so let's say you have injury on your quads. You know, some doctors or some medical professional would actually ask you, okay, just tape you. Okay, or some of them they would only use EMS or electromuscular stimulator, or some of them they would just suggest to you, okay, do deep tissue massage, and that was it. But for me as a coach, I really want you to get better, especially if you Dennis only have 8 weeks to go until Ironman Arizona. So I really need to like, okay, what are the things that can actually help Dennis to go back to cycling with no pain? Okay, with no pain. So I don't just say, okay, just rest. No, he needs more help. I need to get him back to cycling without pain. So as I was showing you earlier, there's a lot of different ways that I've done. So this one was September 27 email. It's a long email, but very detailed, very comprehensive because I put my brain in there. And then, okay, so rehab exercises. There's also recommendation to do yoga. For the swimming portion, okay, same thing. Because I'm specialist, and especially on technique. So swimming, I give him specific exercises. Strength also, same thing. I have a lot of experience with strengthening, especially because I do a lot of strengthening for my own sports. With the running or cycling, I give specific. As of now, we haven't run, and you're gonna follow me, and then you'll see his progress because I'm so dedicated to getting him back to running, and hopefully that will happen this week. But so far, I said running and or cycling, low intensity, critical observation requires daily feedback. And then there's also other cross training. And then this one is for trigger points. So besides doing what's all this ones, I ask him to actually get the trigger points. And then there's a lot of things here. You know how to recover fast, okay? And then others, which is I said, okay, others, I need cycling video on trainer. So I have specific things that he needs to do. So far, we have not gone through the running yet because I don't want him to run yet. And then the swim video, same thing. So as I showed you earlier, I got this one, and then I gave him feedback of what needs to be done. And what I like about it, so this is him cycling. Okay. And again, what I like about Dennis is that he's very in tune with his body. And then let me show you what we have done. So see, as you can see, we've gone only what? I think 10 days total. And then, but actually before 10 days, only 1 week, we have gotten result. And wait for it, I'll tell you right now. So so every day he does the rehab exercises, and right here, you know, so this one is one of the cross training, but it's very specific again. Okay, so I want him to do some stair stepper exercise, squat and kickback, and he gave me his feedback. And this is what I like about Dennis. I only did 8 sets as I was running out of time and wanted to have doing the last exercise. When stepping, I can see the difference between the right knee and the left knee. The left leg felt strong, left knee pointed straight when stepping. The right leg felt a little weak and the right knee pointed inward a little. I can also see the right quad is significantly smaller when flexed than left. So for the last 4 to 5 sets, I tried to activate my right glute more and keep. That is so detailed, you guys. So if you are my athlete and you're going through or like even just executing exercise, the more detail you are, the better. So I said very good, and then at the same time I also gave him let me see, I think I read that earlier already. So this is a stair stepper. So I was like, okay, this is what you're gonna be doing. Okay, and then he also has all this one. But let me show you. So one of the things, so I also told him after seeing the video, I said, Dennis, if you watch the cycling technique video, your legs need to spin parallel. Your right knee tends to go inward when you press the pedal. I actually used to be that way. So I gave him that feedback. And then, you know, all throughout, he's like very communicative. Okay. And then so he would point out to me, and then I'll give feedback. So those are very important. Okay. What else can you do? What else can you do? Okay. So you incorporate different methods and you communicate and provide detailed feedback regularly to your coach or to your medical professional. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so here, send pictures of your pain or injury. If you're my athlete, it will be much better if you could give me images, so at least I can really pinpoint of what needs to be done. Okay, let me see. Follow your coach's advice. It's very important. Follow your coach's advice. Okay, so you know what I like about Dennis is that he follows my advice. And he asked me questions. Okay, he asked me questions, and to make sure that he's doing really good on like following my advice. And if it doesn't make sense, you know, please ask me. Some other actually coaches, you know, they get offended, but to me, no. I actually want my athlete to ask questions because I want the workout to make sense, especially if they don't understand it. Sometimes it's just lack of understanding. That's why it doesn't make sense because this one's new to me, right? And of course, they don't want to get hurt either or get worse. So if it doesn't make sense, ask. So these are what, let me see, is there more? Oh, stay positive, okay? So let me show more of what, so that's that. And the good news, okay, so with all that, excuse me, so Dennis, he actually shared it to yesterday. And guess what? It was yesterday. No pain, okay? That was the first try that we did outside. Okay, outside, and then that was Saturday. Okay, when I said Saturday, you can see here. So so we did all this exercise here, and then yesterday was the first one. Again, there's very rare brace and affected quad. Keep pedaling, your legs parallel. Also for exercise, I need you to pull on the right leg. So this is very specific just for him. Okay, that's what I give to my athletes: specific workouts, specific exercises. So that's what he did Saturday. First time ever that he actually ride his bike since September. It's been weeks. It's actually been 4 weeks. Okay, just imagine how he would feel if he has actually his first Ironman within 8 weeks. It was his first time to actually ride again outside without pain. Okay, He did felt some like, like, okay, something's not going right, and then he messaged me like right away, and I told him like, if something's going on, message me right away. So he did that, and then the next part is that he actually cycled again yesterday, and then I'm so happy that he also completed another 40 miles. So he completed 30 miles on Saturday, 40 miles, and he also completed 43.69 yards in open water within 1 hour and 30 minutes. His swimming is doing great. And the next thing is he cycled, no pain. Okay, this one will happen just this past weekend. How long did we do that? Like if you think about it, it's really 7 days only. But 7 days of working with me, being very specific, asking a lot of questions, a lot of communication. It's really both ways. Like I said, our best, your best, our win. And then you stick to it. Be positive, because it's really, really important. Especially some athletes actually have a hard time to open up. Okay, and the good part is that I'm really easygoing, and I've gone through so many. I'm not the best person really. If you have not read my resume or like how I was back then, I was really messed up. www.shangrilarendon.com. A lot of people have known I had PTSD. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I had eating disorder. I had severe depression. I almost killed myself. So I'm not perfect at all. Okay, but so I want you to, like, if you're trying to look for a coach who's actually who would listen, who would go and listen where you're coming from. Okay, I can assure you, I really listen, and I would care for my athletes. Okay, but when and if you want to be coached by me one-on-one, or you want to be in feistyfox coaching, it's really like I have 3 C's of expectation: communication, commitment, and consistency. Okay, so let's go back to Dennis. So this was his post, and he said, rode 30 miles yesterday, 40 miles today, plus 2.4 miles without any issue with the knee. Running is next. I have high hope for showing up at IMAZ starting line in good shape. So now, I hope that you get a lot from what I just showed you. So if you're injured, okay, this is what my advice, what you're going to do. Be present, study, and listen to your body. Your body is doing something. If you're like not being present when you're doing your workouts, okay, then that could be a problem. You could injure yourself. You're not really in it. Okay, take care of yourself. Again, this presentation is not for just injured. You can apply this one even or your own workout. Partner up with an experienced coach and medical professional who cares about you and your goals as much as you do. Okay, incorporate different methods, not just one method. Just really, especially if you have actually a race coming up, like very, very soon, then you gotta do your best, right? Next thing here is that communicate and provide detailed feedbacks regularly. If you have a coach, you have a medical professional, take notes, especially right immediately after or during your workout. Take notes, okay? Oh, this is what I feel. This is what I'm thinking. This is how I felt during mile 40. I'm gonna have to remember that or take notes, because I need to tell my coach or my doctor. Send picture of your pain or injury if you're with me, or with another coach. What else? Follow your coach's advice. If it doesn't make sense, ask. Okay, make the most out of your coaching. Make the most out of your coaching. That's what I tell my athletes. Because the thing is that when I was new to triathlon, I asked a lot of questions, and if my coach doesn't know or doesn't show concern or care, oh, I'm out. Okay, I really want my coach to actually teach me, where I'm getting a lot from my coaching. Do the same thing on your own coaching. Stay positive. It's really hard, especially when you're injured, but don't do it alone. Okay, don't do it alone. Or even though if you're not injured but you want fast result, okay, I suggest that you actually partner up with a coach that you trust, okay, that would actually give you fast result. Again, if you want to be inspired that things are possible, that you don't need to wait for like 1 year. Okay, a lot of athletes here actually got their results within weeks or months, and I've shown you even just Dennis within 7 days. Okay, he doesn't feel any pain anymore. Before coaching, he saw a doctor, he saw a physical therapist. It took him like actually 3 weeks. He was feeling pain. Okay, within just 7 days, no pain. So right now, what about you? What are you gonna do? Okay, make sure today's new week. Make sure to make the most out of each single day of your week in training. Okay, how badly do you want the result? Do you want it fast, or do you want to just like, I'm just doing this? Okay, make sure that you're actually making the most out of your limited available time. Okay, I hope this one helps, and have a good week. Bye.